Greetings and salutation, gamers. Welcome to Cast Co-op, the podcast in which three podcast hosts cast together. I am one of your co-hosts, Luke Lore, the Insipid Ghost. And today I'm joined by one man who's played Assassin's Creed Shadows, one that has not, both of which are bald. Ainsley Bowden will introduce you first. How are you, my friend?
I'm good, man. It's been it's nice to get back with you guys to do our quarterly show, just as we planned. So excited to talk about whatever the hell we're going to talk about, but it'll be fun no matter what. 'Cause I'm here with my boys. So
I love you, Blue.
Love you, Blue.
Also joining us today, my son-in-law, Mr. Joseph Moran, host of the Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast.
That's right. Hi, I'm happy to be here, and I was paid to make an appearance. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
Paid in insults.
Yeah. Well, your mom's paying me. Not so much for me being on the show, but for other
My
services.
mama?
Yeah, that's right. It's
right
off the rip.
1 minute to get out to get to the mom jokes.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. How are we doing, man?
It's about full disclosure. I'm exhausted, not just in my normal state of it's past 8 o'clock.
Right.
There's been so much content put up on XEP, put up on.
He's plugging himself.
No,
90 seconds into the show, Joe. 90 seconds.
Can I say something? He was upset last week that we didn't add him to the show.
Statement? God.
On the trophy room last week, we're starting the show. And he wants to be on at 8:30 p.m. Now, Ains, you know, this guy came in 2 minutes ago. He's already yawning, right? And so, first off, if I were to see that comment, I wouldn't take it seriously because I know Luke goes to sleep at 8:45.
This is the most bull thing ever.
And then I wanted
you actively participate with your chat, and you had the freaking.
Wait, what did I see?
The freaking no.
Here it is.
Joe and
Kyle.
Oh,
okay. I was gonna say I didn't see anything.
Who I want to love Kyle.
Yeah.
But like after this, I'm like, no, it's over. Like the freaking audacity on their part to pretend they don't watch the chat like hawks begging for someone to interact with during the pre-show. And I'm like, hey, bring me on. I'll talk about this. And they wouldn't even be like, nah, Luke, we got plans. No, they pretended not to see me.
Like, I asked
the rudeness. We're friends. You got my phone number. I've hugged you both. You could have just been like, "Hey, man, appreciate the offer. Not really doing that tonight.
Yeah.
It's cool."
So I asked Kyle and I asked Light. I go, "Did you see the comment?"
Shut up!
And,
oh my god!
And they both went, "No."
You're liars.
And we all started laughing.
Up liars.
Because Kyle has been working like the last week. He's been working his butt off. He's been doing the Humble game stuff. He's been doing some secret stuff on the side. Very excited for that. And so like he's been working like, good 10-hour days the last week and a half. So he's tired just getting on the show.
Wait, so I'm clear. 10-hour days. The last week and a half.
Yeah, the last week and a half. He's like 10-hour days.
Which is what I'm trying to get back to. There's been so much content put up on our small channel, on your medium channel, Ains. There's been a lot to talk about. That's all I was trying to say. This is why I hate you. Like, are you kidding me, Joe?
So they missed his comment.
There were 4 comments. 4. They missed 4 of them.
Guys,
Get real.
I hate to tell you this. We're not good at what we do. I hate to break it to you. We got hate rated and it took us 3 minutes to respond and they were saying some real mean stuff. So let me tell you.
Hate rated on what? Trophy room?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they were saying
what?
like I don't know, man. It's because the thing is you put The Last of Us in your title, you're gonna get the degenerates and people with dirty asses that are gonna go and say the N-word. So that's what they were doing.
The Last of Us?
Yeah. The Last of Us brings the vitriol over. So like people, so what we assumed is,
there you go.
Yeah, no, let's go. So yeah, no, so like there was last week when we were recording, we were talking about The Last of Us, and it looks like some guy and his band of virgin misfits saw it because they were looking up Last of Us keywords, and then they hate rated us, but we didn't see it because we're just so in the show and in the moment. Until like we were getting mass DMs, like I could not avoid it. So this guy, sorry, Luke, you slipped through the cracks. Maybe next time.
Kill yourself.
All right, fair enough.
like I don't believe you in the slightest. Like, not
And
even a
I'm-
little.
And I'm here like,
I love you, but I
right.
don't believe you.
Okay, and you're dumb, but I love you too, I guess. You know?
Yeah.
Self-absorbed, this guy.
Oh, God, don't even. I
Luke's
had
like,
such a
how
good-
can I make this entire show that we haven't recorded in at least 2 months all about me?
Yes, I didn't. I was trying to say we've had a lot to talk about, but I
Okay.
didn't finish a sentence.
Right.
I hate the show.
Get back.
Anyway,
Ains, I miss
yeah, we're
you.
back.
I miss myself, and I say that sarcastically in the sense of the reason I was joking about 10 hours for a week and a half is because literally my life for several months has been 10 hours a day of very strenuous work. And so my own content creation, not SG, because the guys at SG are crushing it. But my own content creation has been just taking a big backseat. And it's kind of hurt the channel a little bit. So it sucks, but
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
Life happens. And I mean,
Yeah.
like, and as we're recording, like I started a new job literally a month ago. Don't like to brag. I think I'm crushing it.
Hey, please don't make this about yourself.
And you know, going steady on with Luke's mom for well over 2 years now. Last week was our anniversary, but
Wow.
Luke forgot about that. We tipped the sitter.
I
well.
want to zoom out. My camera's like zoomed in.
It's like you're trying to prove that you're not a vampire to the audience, and it's not convincing.
Why do you think he bought the white headset? He's like, see, this is white.
It's to add some type of contrast.
Truly hate
But
this
he just
show.
looks like the screen where they're like, just press X when it's just barely visible. That's Luke right now.
Do you use any camera software while your camera's on?
I'm trying to pull up the Razer stuff, but it's just it updated in the off time.
For our audience, before we get
yeah.
into games, tell Joe that he needs to go to Summer Game Fest with us because he's
Joe,
slacking.
First of all, King David came on my show last week and put me in my place.
Right.
Basically saying like, get on it, fundraise it, do it, find a way, all that stuff. Because last year, Cog put me in my place, and he was like, "You need to go," because I was worried I wouldn't get an Xbox,
Sure,
like pass to go in behind the scenes and stuff.
Yeah.
He's like, "No, go. There's tons of stuff to do." And so I
How
bought.
am I not getting mentioned here? Come on now,
Dad.
tell you what.
Just, your time's coming. Can I finish? Just is that gonna happen tonight?
probably not.
So
Sorry, Luke.
Anywho.
AIDS, as you were saying, he really hates this.
I really do. So they were like, no, buy tickets to these things. And so then I'd be texting Ains, like, I'm gonna buy tickets to this. Should I do this? He's like, do it. Come on. If I had not done any of the behind the scenes stuff, it wouldn't have been as magical a trip. But it mattered so much to see people, to have lunch and dinner and shake hands and hug these people that we see in screens. Like getting to hug Ains was awesome. Like getting to see the Iron Lords and just stand in line and chat and talk, because we all are bonded in this like world of content creation, but separated by miles and cameras and screens. So to be there was cool. To be in the room and feel the energy was cool. And it was honestly, it was like meeting my people, because I don't get to meet my people in person very often.
Yeah,
So yeah,
that said,
do that.
King got you guys are making such a hubbub about the Crocs. They're comfortable as all heck. I'm wearing them right now.
Oh, I don't think Ains knows. Ains,
Luke doesn't like Crocs. Ains.
no,
I don't like Crocs either.
No, they're terrible.
They're
But
comfortable.
mine
was
did
like
arrive in
Crocs.
the mail today, because we raised like we have a goal, right, by the end of April. We have a number we need to get, or help. It would help, right? Like we're gonna go regardless, but it helps a lot. And King just became King David, and I'm now going to be wearing Batman Crocs.
Okay.
They've arrived today, and I have to make a video for it because we raised X amount, and I think this weekend we have a Assassin's Creed code to give away and stuff. Just trying to help us get there. But like,
So we're not hanging out this year.
No, we are. I only have to wear them to the airport unless they do something
All
else
right.
awful.
They're great. They're comfortable.
That's my fear, Ains. Like real talk. What if they are comfortable? Like what
They're
if they are the
comfortable.
greatest shoes ever? Mine look like Batmobiles.
I don't care.
So like this is look at the tread on these babies.
That's terrible.
So
What are you
much of
doing?
work.
You're not helping anything. There's nothing that looks good about Crocs.
It's not about looking good. All right, listen, you're 47 or whatever. Guess what? Your days of looking good ended a long time ago. All right?
You talking to me?
Fucking Nosferatu looking son of a bitch. Your days are done.
I still don't know if you're talking to me or not.
I was saying, like, he looks
Talking
white.
to both of you guys. I'm just
He looks
saying. Just wear the Crocs, be comfortable. Wear them around your house. They're nice. I use them as slippers for the most part. Or if I'm really feeling lazy, like I took them to go get sushi earlier. It's nice.
I have an insult, but like I think it's too mean. Like it's too mean.
I don't know what
It's
it
like,
was.
well, Ames and I are married. You
Oh,
live with your mom.
I got it right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Retort about I don't know banging your mom or how your wife looks like you or something.
Remember when you made fun of me at the beginning of the show? That's what this
Yeah.
is. Anyway, hey, let's start with Assassin's Creed and then talk some news.
Okay.
How's that?
I have heard.
Go. Yeah,
I
go.
heard the worst take on the internet, and I want to just call them out and fight with them. I heard someone say, and I hope they watch this, that Assassin's Creed Shadows was not even top 10 Assassin's Creed of all time. It was the worst take I've ever heard. Like, objectively speaking, this game looks great. It plays very well. The writing, solid.
Phenomenal.
Characters, I think it's phenomenal. But I'm saying, like, there's no way to rank it low, you know, in a franchise that's had so many highs and lows. Like, I absolutely love it. And Ames was like, well, do the math. The game came out 15 hours ago. And I was like, good point.
Fair enough.
Good point. You win.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, I'll be the Ames in the room.
Alex says
saying-
it's top 5, by the way, for him. And
Agreed.
he's very picky about Assassin's Creed. He did a whole ranking of the entire series.
It is top 5.
Now, that said, when thinking about this game, I'm not comparing it to others. Like,
That's
you know,
dumb.
well, no, I'm not comparing it to like, you know, your thoughts or whatever, like, or Kev's thoughts who hated it. It's just like I'm enjoying my time. This is my time with this game, and I'm not going okay. Like for example, I think Al and I we were talking behind the scenes when we were both reviewing this game of like, you know, the one thing that Odyssey does really well that we wish this game would do is that, you know, being able to climb mountains better, right? And I love like the analogy Light said on the show last night, which is like being like a mountain goat, right? Like jumping on these peaks to get to the highest peak of the mountain. Like that's the thing that all gamers love to do. And Shadows, it's all about kind of restricting you to these very wide paths, and that's a bit of a bummer. So comparisons to like games prior in that regard, fine. But I'm not thinking about like where's this gonna rank in Assassin's Creed right now for me. If that makes any sense. I'm just like, okay, I like this. What does this game do better than its previous, and what do previous games do better than this is what I'm thinking about. I'm not thinking about the rank yet because I just, you know, at that time I haven't beaten it. So
Yeah, there's recency bias and stuff, but I do think it's
Exactly.
helpful if you are able to give context to those who are interested. That's helpful to people that are interested. I don't think you should rate it based on the series in a score if you do scores.
no,
what I mean?
yeah, no, you
But
should.
but Ains has a Bible that and a leather whip that he hits people with if they
Sure.
don't review it his way. Ains, did you want to talk about that at all?
You say my way. We have an outlet. There are rules to how we review things.
That's right.
Yeah. Alex, credit to him. He grinded his ass off, did nearly 70 hours. It made sure to roll credits before he did the review, as we always do. He loved it. So I want to ask you guys, though, because I haven't played it. My copy comes tomorrow. I'm not in any rush because I'm beyond balls deep. I'm like waist deep in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. And I've got the finals new season. So anyway, I'm a little late on this one. But when you think about, I'm one of those people that likes the open world Assassin's Creeds. Like Odyssey, I thought was fantastic. Valhalla was bloated. I liked Origins quite a bit. Where does this stack up against those three, in your guys' opinion? Like of just those 4 games, where would you put
Shadows,
this
Odyssey, Origins, Valhalla? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like where are we putting Shadows?
Yeah,
on
like how does it?
modern
Because I
open
think
world scale?
anecdotally, anyway, most people of those three rank Odyssey the highest. That's what I usually hear. So where does this sit for you guys?
Great question.
I can go first. Or you can go, Joe. I don't care.
I think Odyssey.
I think when you look at it,
Fair enough. Fair enough. Anyway, I said it on my channel. Actually, you can take a look at it. Ains, we should co-stream one day.
Yeah, just invite me on, dude.
Yeah, no. Hey, Ains, open invitation. Anytime you want.
Luke has left
Just
the chat.
message me in the chat, and I will. Bam. He like God. Anyway, but I think Odyssey, just the variety of it all, like being on the mainland and then going from island to island, I really dug that. So like for variety being the spice of life, I think Odyssey edges out Shadows, but Shadows' world is just so beautiful. So like if I'm thinking about variety and like being able to climb the tallest mountain, Odyssey, but in terms of just like, man, the world as is, Shadows is just so good. So it really is. It's a toss up. Now
So those are top two of the four.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay,
for sure. What about you, Luke?
I did not play Valhalla. Past like I didn't play enough to say I played Valhalla. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
I don't even remember how much I played into it. I adore Origins, and I didn't finish Odyssey. I didn't click with it. And everybody says Cassandra. I went whatever the male equivalent was.
That was your problem.
Yeah.
That's what I hear. Everyone has said that.
Yeah.
Which is funny because if you don't play past a certain level or like certain point in Shadows, Nawe's the better story. And I mean that's all need to be said for the time being. Even I haven't finished all of Yasuke's story at this point, because one of the things that's interesting is the mission structure. It took me a bit to get used to. It's kind of like learning an operating system, but once you do, you're fine. You don't have it's not linear. So like you'll have a ring of like targets, and you go out. You might be able to get 3 of them, but then you got to go do some of this ring, and then some of this ring, and some of this ring, because the stories are interwoven.
Yeah.
And some of it's optional. Some you'll stumble upon. Some is almost can't miss because of where they've located some of them. And so you get some character story without asking for it. And there is a lot of exposition early on in Shadows, and then it kind of leaves you alone after the hour 15. Which is interesting. And Nawe's is the better story for a good chunk of Shadows. So like Cassandra, Nawe, there's a comparison there. To answer the core question, recency bias acknowledged, Shadows is my favorite of all of them. Just thus far. Something that I really liked in Origins, because of the location of Egypt, it was so open that you didn't have the frustration that Joe was referencing about not being able to go up a mountain. But what I have found is that Shadows doesn't want you to go up the mountain. They want you to traverse, because the action is in the valleys, as it would be in a number of these systems, and because of the weather and day-night cycle and seasonal shifts, those 3 systems that interweave, you want to be embedded in looking up at things, not looking down at things. So I think there's some functional design in that reasoning, but I prefer Shadows to all of them. I did not expect to say that prior to my preview session a few months ago. And then after having played, I think I'm at 30 to 40 hours, like around there. I really do think this is the best of them. And I have been shocked by the people that are saying no. Like not even giving it the credit it deserves. Like if it's not your favorite, that's anecdotal in time.
Sure.
But like it's quality made. So I was a little lost on that.
So in terms of narrative, first off, I think both characters are stellar, and I think they're some of the best in the series. Like, I get it, Ezio and Cassandra are fan favorites. Nawe and Yasuke are so compelling of characters because, Nawe is trying to kind of she's on this path of justice that could very also well lead to path of vengeance, and she's trying to justify some of those actions, and you get to be the person, if you choose the RPG mode, you get to really be the vehicle for her of going, is this more vengeance? Are you saying it's for justice, or you're saying, or is your actions actually speaking for vengeance? Where Yasuke is like, here's this person who genuinely knows who they are, but has to rediscover themselves through this land that has literally freed him. And that story is really compelling for Yasuke. So while Nawe is the vehicle for most of the main story, Yasuke is the character that you really get these deep feelings for, because I think throughout the story the deeper questions are asked through Yasuke. Or answered through Yasuke. So, yeah, no, like what Alejandro says is perfect. If you're a huge AC fan, Yasuke's story you're going to love, because there's a whole lot of, fan rewardment there. The story, though, is just, I love how they set it up, where it's like, this is essentially, it's Kill Bill, and here's the circle you need to kill, and every assassination target, you could kind of choose how you want to tackle that mission. So you can skip to Nawe you could do the whole mission as Nawe, or you can play a portion of it as Yasuke, but they always meet up at these moments where you get to choose who you want to be. And then there are moments where you actually get to spare them, some of them, where it's like, oh, actually, you know what? What they're doing.
Please.
No. Don't worry.
Okay.
But it's
What, the samurai's black.
Yeah, Luke was real upset about it. One of his alt accounts. Anyway,
My comment section was.
but it was like it was really like it asked some pretty great questions of like, hey, did what they did it justify their actions? And you kind of get to choose that.
Cool.
And yeah, it's really great. And both of the protagonists have a really good bond that feels like it is being forged through the years. Like this is a real, like, in terms of like Assassin's Creed stories, this is, for me, as someone who is, not to say like I'm a fan. This is my favorite thus far. It's really good. So
Nice.
yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I'm excited to start it. I think the bigger problem I have right now, and I'll touch on it here shortly, is KCD 2 from a single player perspective is taking all my time, what time I have. I'm deep back into multiplayer. You know me, I'm always playing competitive multiplayer. And then I started Avowed just to be able to talk about it, like the intro. I've got 3 hours in it. And I really want to play Avowed too. And it's like, how the hell am I going to fit in Assassin's Creed? And then next week I should be playing First Kazan Berserker. So
Okay.
there's too many games to actually play, but I wanted to buy this one because I do want to check it out. I do want to check it out on the Pro, because everyone tells me it's a substantial upgrade, compared to other platforms. And I've just heard really good things. So yeah, I'm excited to check it out, man. I really like the open world ACs. I do like Valhalla. I just got bored of after a while, but that's fine. Like, I don't think it's necessarily a terrible thing for me to play a game for 30, 40 hours and then move on. Like,
yeah,
that's a lot of time I got out of that game. That's fine.
Yeah.
So
no, and as I played most of it on the Pro, this is like one of the first games alongside Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 that's like, oh, this looks way better.
Oh, an upgrade, yeah. KCD 2
like,
is the best I've seen yet. Like, it's freaking phenomenal.
Yeah.
So we'll see what.
And I would say Shadows comes very, like, close to it. I think the engine that they got on Kingdom Come is just stunning. But
yeah, it's CryEngine on Kingdom Come, which is hilarious, really.
Shadows is great. Like, it is also a game that I'm going for the platinum on, and I think Nawe is a great evolution of the stealth based gameplay, and Yasuke is a great evolution of the modern action Assassin's Creed game, where it's really nice, where it's like, yeah, I've been playing Nawe a lot, let me go play for a few rounds as Yasuke, and like it's a great, like, kind of palate cleanser as well. So yeah, I've been addicted to it the past week and a half. It's been a great time.
While Luke's joke aside, with the stupid, ridiculous people narrative about this game. I assume you all, which is because it's being passed around a lot today, is Fighting Cowboys rant about those guys off his stream. Have you seen this,
Love
Luke? You
that.
might have missed it.
Someone
So-
said something to me about it, but I can't remember who. Or maybe I
So
heard
Fighting
somebody say-
Cowboy, if you don't know, if anyone doesn't know, right, he's a very popular content creator. He does a lot of Souls games. Seems like a super nice dude. He makes good content for those games. So he's built quite a big audience. So today, I guess he was streaming on YouTube, and it got to a point with the Yasuke in a cutscene, and I guess someone in the comments started making commentary, and he basically just paused the game and went off for like 2.5 minutes, and he just shut it down and just said, get the F out of here, and we're not putting up with it. And insta banned. And it's good when people with that size of audience speak out. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think we just all do that collectively and shut these idiots down.
Yeah. And also, like, the one thing, too, is, like, yeah, shut these idiots down that they come to your chat and they say awful shit. Call them weird because they are weird, and pathetic because it is pathetic. Like, what I love what Cowboy did was he's like, so let me guess, you're going on multiple streams throughout your day. You're taking time out of your day to complain about a game that you're not going to play because a black character who is based on a person that actually existed in this time frame in this land that you get to play as, you're upset about that. And so you're going to be going into all these streams today just to be a complete loser. Just don't play the game. It's it's so right, because like it is the entitlement of, like, remember when you saw it as a kid, like a game you didn't want to play as a kid? What did you do? You just didn't play that game. Just stop. Just don't play the game. Shut the hell up and just leave. Go play something else. And I love that. So we do need to shut down these people. At the same exact time, we have to do a really good job of not giving them oxygen as well. Yes. So, like, no more names, like stop engaging with them, stop poking the fires at them. And there's some like real prominent, like great people that I like. And I'm like, listen, Ka, I love you. Stop talking to them though. This is talk about like how Yasuke is important and why he's important. And we don't need to bring up those folks, right? If they come in and they harass, awesome. But like, no, we don't need to talk about, the 2 or 3 worst folks out there and name them because they love the attention that it brings, because they're sad and pathetic, and they're kings of the sad and pathetic and lonely idiots that have been ostracized for whatever reason. The main reason is because they don't wash their ass and nobody wants to be around them. Luke, come on, man.
What do you mean to say? Like, I'd shut down a few trolls in my comments.
No, I mean, wash your ass. It's dirty.
Every other week. What are you mad about? I use soap sometimes. Like, what do you want?
A little bit more than that.
No, I shut down a few comments, muted a few people, but also I did engage with one person who was like, tell me you want more free Assassin's Creed games without telling me. Like, I was like, I've played the game and you haven't. Like,
yeah.
What are you talking about?
Stay mad.
It's the same old bullshit.
Yeah. Same old stuff.
I did do an IP trace. Went back to Bowden, Ainsley.
Yeah, that one's
a name like that. No wonder, right?
Exactly.
Right.
He's mad. It's a girl's name.
This hatred burns.
I have taught several Ainsleys in my career, and they've all been girls.
It's all
what? Have they all been vampires? Shut the fuck up.
But yeah, like seriously, it's like okay, we've proven to them Assassin's Creed Shadows has already sold. It's not even been a day, 1 million players, right, worldwide. Yeah. All right, points proven. Nothing that they say works. Nothing that it's literally for just really dumb, sad losers. Now we could just go and ignore them. Now it's an inconvenience, but we need to go and we mute them or just block them or whatever. Now it's just time to go, all right, listen, you guys are a very vocal minority that is so brain rotted that there's no more talking to you because you're all in this, the earth's flat and gravity doesn't exist. So like, you're too far gone. Goodbye. now let's just have the conversation about games. I think this is the moment we can start turning the page on them. You know?
Hopefully.
I will say in social spaces, I found Blue Sky to be much more
Beautiful.
comfortable for that.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing it. I think I'll briefly touch because we're kind of talking about our favorite games so far this year. And for me, bar none, that is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I was hyped about this game. I don't know where you guys sat with it. I don't think. I know you've got it. Are you like?
I have not played it at all. Like barely.
Okay. So it's a unique type of game. But I've jokingly said before, like, this is the best Bethesda game that might have ever been made, quite frankly. And I say that full aware of what Bethesda has made. It is that good. I am nearing 80 hours in it now. And I have plenty more to do. I know one guy I talked to on Blue Sky has 235 hours in it.
Jeez.
It is a massive
Has it been
game.
out that long?
Yeah.
When did it come out? End of February? So
Beginning
3
of
weeks to a
February.
month?
Yeah.
Beginning of February? Yeah, February 4th, right? Yeah. So a month and a half. But it is just I could rave about this game all day. I'll be quick, but it is open world, tremendous writing. The quest design is probably the best since Witcher 3, if not better than Witcher 3 in areas. It is shockingly good. And the ways that you can go about things in this world, the sandbox and the freedom that it gives you are just unbelievable. They really are. It constantly surprises you, this game. And I mean, I could go on and on, but it's phenomenal. So if you don't mind the setting, right? 15th century and kind of the way that brings about various things in it. But if you can get yourself into this game and immerse yourself in this game, it's easily top tier. I think, I've talked to a few people who now have it on their top 10 games of all time. I think if it continues at this pace for me, and keep in mind, like I said, I'm nearly at 80 hours. If the story continues to hit and, it just continues to expand, then it'll probably be up there for me too. It's up in that Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk conversation.
Okay.
That's cool. That's a high compliment.
Because truthfully, I mean, I forgot the last time we podcasted, guys, but like I beat The Witcher 3, and I mean, dude, as I was playing, I was like, wow, Ain't really wasn't kidding around. This is one of the greatest games I've ever played. And
you haven't played the DLC yet, right?
No, I'm saving myself. I'm saving myself for the 10-year anniversary, which is next month. And so, like, I'm just blown away by that game and shit. Like I thought the one big moment in a fort somewhere was the end.
Mm-hmm.
I truly thought so. I was like, I'm just gonna do,
and then they sent you to Skellige or something.
Yeah,
it's like halfway through.
And then I'm like, there's more. And it wasn't that like, oh shit, there's more. It's like, oh shit, there's more. Hell yes, let's go. So now when I see, like, first off, once I was done with that game, I was like, I need to now rewatch the trailer for 4, and so hyped. Like, dude, playing a Ciri is gonna be awesome.
Oh, it's gonna be nuts.
And she was so much fun to play for those brief moments. So, like, I can't wait to see how they expand on her and, like, the world. I'm all in. I'm just, fully CD Projekt Red pilled at this point.
Yeah, you gotta play. So the interesting thing about the expansions for Witcher 3 is Hearts of Stone, which came out first. It's kind of its own thing. It takes place in the world, but it ties in a way you don't expect, and it's almost like a standalone story with about, if I remember correctly, about 15 hours maybe.
Okay, not bad.
No, but it's the story itself is probably the best writing in the entire game.
Oh wow!
Even over the main game.
And then Hearts of Stone?
Hearts of Stone, that's the first one. And then Blood and Wine, which came out later, is generally considered probably the best expansion to a game of all time. It's always up there. Yeah. So it expands the main game, continues the main game story and elements, characters, but it also expands, like, the things you can do. You get new trees for Geralt, and there's some fantasy elements to it too. It's incredible, man. Truly incredible.
Yeah. So, I mean, 2025, been a pretty good year for video games for me. And yeah, no. So hearing that, like, where this game goes, it's like, okay,
It's nuts.
Kingdom Come is it'll sit until probably August, and then I'll dive into it. I think
It is a game you have to invest in. Like, it's one of those games where, like, you can't expect to play a couple hours and just like be full in. You really got to like put yourself in that world, and if you do that, you're in.
Yeah, and from everything I heard, that's why, like, I'm like maybe 5 or 6 hours deep, and I'm like, no, this requires all my time, and it also requires me to be in, like, if I do start playing this game in the summer, it's like I'm not playing it right when I get off of work. Like, I need to be like, this is like, I'm gonna spend my Saturday playing this game. You know what I mean? That I'm not tired or anything, because I want to be fully invested. What I played of it, like, whoa. So I genuinely, I'm excited to jump in, and hearing all the good praise about it is nice.
Yeah,
anything else
happy for that team. I will quickly mention, I know you guys don't play it and you've heard me talk about it, but season 6 of the finals launches today. The finals is competitive multiplayer shooter. It is phenomenal. I'll continue to say that we joke about this, right? Like, there's Luke and I have joked a lot around Luke, I think, and feel free to correct me, Luke, but generally speaking, you like to jump into multiplayer games, have fun with friends, aren't super competitive, pick up and play, have fun type of thing.
Most of the time.
Most of the time, and I'm the reverse, right? I can do that, but I much prefer where there's a competitive aspect, a big skill gap where you can really kind of learn systems and, you know what I mean, and invest in it. So the finals is kind of that. It is a fast-paced, ridiculously over-the-top game that has just so much depth to it, and they've done a amazing job seasonally of expanding this game. And season 6 launches today, and they're doing things that I don't think any other game is doing beyond the destruction and the gameplay itself. But the stuff they're talking about doing this year, like, for instance, they have sponsors in the game. The whole thing is like you're on a game show, right?
Yeah.
But you have sponsors in the game that they have full personalities and branding and characters and all this stuff that plays into it, because you're like a sponsored contestant on the show. And what they talked about, they announced yesterday, was they're not only working to their first esports major later this year, but part of that is you're going to start seeing players when you compete in the game, that it's going to start advertising real people like us playing the game across the whole game in the game. So you'll start to see sponsors like actually putting up, like, Insipid Ghost, currently number 4 ranked for, this brand, and it'll be on like billboards in the game and stuff like that. And they're going to like build this community around competitive, and like, so that the players are known not only like in the online community, but they're known in the game, which is really crazy when you think about it.
That adds to the immersion, right?
Like, exactly. Yeah. And there's a lot like that in the game, and there's some great modes now, and tons of different weaponry, and it's nuts, dude. So I won't rant any more about it, but seriously, if you like competitive first-person shooters, I cannot recommend that game more.
Also,
it does have a big learning curve, though. Like, you can't just jump in and do well. You're going to get smacked. So
also, big shout out to Marvel Rivals that Luke and I have been playing. We're what are we? We are at like Diamond, or just past Diamond, or whatever.
So we've been doing competitive aims, but we only do it with certain people.
Yeah,
that's fair. Yeah, no, I mean, you have to, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And so
you could have just said Suddy, and he would know.
He's real bad. We love him.
That's fine. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So when we play with like Grandmaster, Diamond 1, we kind of bounce between the. I think those are top tier, but like we're at the area where you have to ban X amount of characters, and the players vote to ban characters.
How do you go up and down a rank? Obviously winning, but I mean, like, what's the system to it? Can you explain it?
Luke, you
win loss, you gain XP in ranked matches. You lose XP in ranked matches.
Yeah,
and you hit certain XP thresholds, so certain losses will knock you down. Like, we've gone down 2 tiers in a day.
You have. Let's relax. Yeah, so it depends on like if you won, and also how good you did in that match will dictate it. So there's about like just off the top of my head, like maybe 6 or 7 different titles. So it's like bronze, silver, gold, diamond, platinum, grandmaster, and then there's 2 others, but it's like literally only like hundreds of people are in the top 2.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
one
Yeah.
above all, I think is the final one.
I think the highest number we saw, Joe, was we were in the top 90.
Yeah,
Sound right?
something like that.
Top
It's
90th percentile or top 90 people?
Top 90% of people.
yeah.
Yes, gotcha.
That makes not 90 people. We're not that good.
I was gonna say that's like world level.
We're getting to the 1%. We're at 8% right now. So
Is that where we are?
Top
yeah,
92%. Nice.
It's neat. It's fun to learn for me as a non-competitive person, because like only back in Battlefront 1 did I play competitive, but it's been neat for me because you look at Marvel Rivals, you see an Overwatch clone with Marvel, you play it, you feel it, and then if you play it competitively, you see the layers and the depth and the needs and how much it matters. And that's been a really fun thing to learn, I think.
Yeah, I think that's cool. I think it's good when games do that. It's why, I joke a lot about Call of Duty, and it's like millions. Call of Duty's most popular shooter in the world, probably with Fortnite, right? It's like 1 and 2, and obviously I'm in the vast minority, but it just does nothing for me. It's literally point and shoot and run and respawn and point and shoot, and it's been that way, and people love that, and that's great. It's just not for me. So I love the games that really kind of have a lot more depth and how you have to think about certain things in the game and mechanics. So cool.
Also, just a quick 1-minute thing to make about myself. Thank you very much. Someone hacked my Fortnite account. I threatened Epic a lot. I went through the Better Business Bureau.
You did.
And they actually were able to get my account back. And the person that hacked me was from the Ukraine, so I'm switching sides. And they bought over 26,000 V-Bucks. 26,000, and they just started buying dumb. It wasn't even cool skins. It was like the generic super.
Wait, when your account, so I'm clear here.
Yeah.
When your account got hacked, you didn't immediately disable that payment method?
No. So, all right, great question. So they didn't use my card. My card's not connected. It's like
Okay.
It was through the PSN, whatever. So I lost no money, and was charged none. But I don't know how they got 26,000 V-Bucks from somewhere, and then obviously Epic's like, these are fraudulent purchases, so they refunded all the V-Bucks, all the items, and restored my account. When I got back onto Fortnite for the first time in literally a month and a half, because their customer service is god awful,
Truly.
Instead of just giving you a list of like, hey, we refunded all these items, I had to go one by one of every single item this person bought and was refunded. It took no lie, like 15 to 20 minutes of me just pressing X. It was radical. So there you go. I got it back, everybody. Justice won. Justice prevailed. God bless. God bless America.
Where are
And
you
all
guys
52
on?
states.
Have you played Split Fiction?
I've played it. I think I'm like halfway through it. I've been playing it with my buddy Tyler, and dude, game's good. Like I am understanding the allure of Joseph Ferris and the games that he makes. This, as I'm playing Split Fiction, I'm like, I gotta go play Brothers. I gotta go play It Takes Two. Like I gotta get acquainted with what this guy makes, because the platforming is truly like it's really unlike a lot of games that I've played, especially platformers, where you're so reliant on that other person and you're both having goofy fun along the way. It both takes precision, but it doesn't penalize you that much. It's also like trying to tell this like narrative that's also pretty darn interesting. It's doing a lot of things right, and you can just tell that the devs were having fun making this game, and I think it shines through. Really enjoying it, and you guys know I'm not a huge platformer guy, but this is definitely something special for sure.
I
Yeah,
am
I've
a
heard
huge
it.
platformer guy, but I don't want to play it because it's co-op.
Yeah, that's fair. And
Wow.
you have no one to play with because you're alone.
Well, I bought it. Haven't started yet because I'm
Yeah.
going to try to get my wife to play it with me. She doesn't normally game much. We'll see if she has any interest. If she doesn't, I'll give you the key and we'll play it.
Yay!
Yay.
If
Can we
you
have
can
more
stay
fun?
up past 9 p.m.
I cannot.
Haynes will play it. Like real talk, I'm playing one playthrough with Tyler, and then like I think because we might do some type of like not charity fundraiser for us to get to Summer Game Fest, and I think doing a Joseph Ferris marathon, I think would be a real fun idea. So,
Like a stream or something, you mean?
yeah,
That'd be cool. Yeah. Because It Takes Two is awesome. I did play that.
Yeah.
But I've heard from people who have finished Split Fiction now that it is mind-blowing. And that one of the last levels in the game is one of the greatest things they've ever experienced ever in gaming. And I've heard that from multiple people.
There are two levels in particular, and I won't say it because it spoils some things. So hilarious. Like the comedic timing on this game is just as good and just as clever as the game overall. And then there's this other moment that I had with Tyler that I was like, oh wow, this is something special and something I've never experienced ever in a game. It very much will be up there when we're talking game of the year. I think
Awesome.
It deserves that. Yeah.
Joe, if you are not aware, I don't think Luke will be interested, but next week is First Berserker Kazan.
Yes.
Really enjoyed my time with it. I was in the program for it, and it's got some really, really cool vibes in the Souls-like genre. So
yeah. From what I played of the demo, I don't think I beat the demo. I usually don't beat demos. Demos are like, here's just a very small taste, and then I'm out. But for what I played both on Steam Deck and PS5, really good. It very much is like a more so like Neo than anything, but it's a whole lot of fun. Yeah.
So that's what I can't tell. Like whenever you guys talk about it, I'm like, is this a JRPG? Like, is it a Souls game? It sounds very Japanese.
First Berserker, yeah, it's like mixing it's almost mixing kind of anime-ish, but with Souls.
Yeah,
definitely plays like a Souls game.
Yep,
that's interesting. So, like, is it gonna do well?
I
think it's gonna do better than, you know what I mean, better than a smaller, maybe, I don't want to call it double A, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna do well for that because the response to the demo and the response to the early access plays has been ultra positive.
Yeah.
And I really, really liked it. I beat the demo, the official demo that released, I beat twice. And then I've played it in a preview thing and I really liked it as well. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I know Kyle emailed them to see for coverage. So like if we get it for coverage, I would love to make a review for it. I'm getting back into content creating and I really want to learn reviews and get better at them. So like I would love that to get into that mindset with that game. But if not, I think Expedition 33 would be the next one that I'll be trying out. As even a non-JRPG fan, just looks so
Me
good.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's going to be enough differentiation in Expedition 33 from the traditional JRPG tropes. I've talked about this on Bigcast to really interest me because everything they're doing, I really like. I really like the passive skill system and how you can really customize your characters. I love that it has turn-based combat that also has parries and dodges and some dynamic gameplay to it. So the world map looks awesome. Like that game, I think is going to be truly phenomenal.
Yeah.
You know, the devs were surprised by their attention to it.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Like, I
And
find
the funny
that
thing
very
is,
interesting.
if you didn't know, the game director was a bunch of the lead devs are from Ubisoft, but he actually came up with the idea for the game while still at Ubisoft, and they left to make this game. So yeah, I mean I think it's going to be a good one.
Wish him nothing but the best. That said,
We
yes, Laura.
Well, we're talking about like games that are coming out.
Yeah.
Something I am surprised at. We're small channel, all that stuff. Logan did a preview for Atomfall, which gained a lot of views like on our scale very quickly, which surprised me. And I hear people consistently asking, like, "You excited for Atomfall?" No, I'm not. It was sent. Like, I know I'm going to check it out at some point, but like a lot of people, folks,
No, please stop.
have been talking about Atomfall kind of in my circles, and I'm curious if that's just unique to me or you guys are seeing something similar.
No, seeing similar. I think what helped with that, if you guys didn't watch it, was last week or maybe 2 weeks ago now, they did a 13-minute deep dive on that game,
Okay.
like on their official channel. And I wasn't really interested in it because Sniper Elite, like, they're fun, but they're fun games, but they don't do much for me.
Sure.
So knowing it was the developer of that and seeing it was in the UK again, as much as I love the UK, obviously, I was like, whatever. I watched the deep dive and I'm like, oh, this is a completely different type of game. Like, I'm really in on this now. And I can't say anything right now, but we do have our review ready to go on it. So I can't say anything. So I'll be quiet. But I didn't review it personally, but I am excited for it based on what I saw from that preview. So it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, honestly, I'm looking forward to that review because this kind of looks like hear me out. Like I understand people are saying Fallout, and I understand that now looking at it, but also gives me oh my goodness, what's the game based in Russia where you got to count your shots because you run out of bullets?
Count your shots.
Stalker. Yeah, Stalker.
Oh, okay.
There you go. It's giving me Stalker and Fallout vibes. This is really cool. Holy shit.
Yeah, watch that deep dive if you haven't, or watch XCP's preview, because it it's not what I expected out of it, and I think it's going to surprise some people.
And truthfully, as the PlayStation guy, I thought this was like an Xbox exclusive. So I was like, oh, cool. All right, whatever.
It is Game Pass.
It is Game Pass, though.
Game Pass day one. Expedition 33 also?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. Truly, Xbox has a lot of wins in terms of the game
Pass
release.
Has been, bonkers. Including their own releases has been nuts. No doubt.
The funny part is, like, hadn't helped them. And that's wild to me because I really loved Avowed. We talked about Avowed last episode, right? We got a chance.
Oh,
maybe.
Really?
No, we haven't talked since.
Okay.
I don't know when.
Well, then we'll say,
unless
because
I'm forgetting.
All right, stick with me. We had a lot of Avowed content because we enjoyed it and we had the opportunity. So, like, interviewed the dev, did a spoiler cast with Travis from Bitcast and IGN. Had Randall Thor in that same
cast. IGN doesn't really matter.
Yeah, fair. I agree with you, actually. And then we did our, the review. I had a blast with all of it. I burn out of stuff, right? And I get bored. Not bored with Avowed. Really loved it. Really happy. I played it. Really enjoyed it. Loved the scale and scope because it wasn't too big. Like Assassin's Creed, Alex put 80 hours, you said?
Yeah.
80 hours is too much. ACDG did the same thing.
In Avowed?
No, in Assassin's Creed.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But like that to me is too much. Whereas Avowed hit this nice sweet spot of scale for my preferences, right around 30 to 40 hours, depending on what you want to do. And if you want to replay, you can. But like you can see everything that game has to offer for the weapon types and skill trees that you want in 30 to 40 hours. And to me, that is a big win. Just a big win. And so I like that scale and I'm excited for it. But for Xbox to land Avowed, Expedition 33, Atomfall, they had Sniper Elite 5 or Resistance.
They got South of Midnight in 2 weeks.
They had
they got Doom in May.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean they had Indie in December.
Boys,
so I mean,
question for you
they're
guys.
killing it. I
love Doom, but I have a little room, a small room. Okay, do I get the statue?
The collector's
edition? Go to
edition?
Summer Game Fest is where you spend your money. Jeez.
I like statues, Luke.
Yeah.
So the only thing I would say is, to me, it looks like the normal kind of smallish plastic CE thing you get. They're also selling, and I don't know if you care about these things, but they're also selling the 1-to-1 replica of the Dark Ages helmet, Doom helmet, for the same price. Now you don't get the game, but it is on Game Pass. So you don't have Game Pass, do you? You bum.
No.
Why are we
wild.
talking to this guy?
This is the best year to have it ever. Like, heck, Tony Hawk's coming. You don't want to buy Tony Hawk,
Hawk,
but you do
another
want to
one.
play Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
Like,
Cool.
you know you want to play it. You're
Anyway,
not gonna
Joe.
buy it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm debating too. I was gonna get the CE, and then they announced the helmet, and I have the other 2 helmets already, and I'm like, I don't know what I want. So
Right.
I'm no help.
Statue looks dope.
It does.
Looks
I love the
genuine.
cape. I love the shield. Yeah.
Now, Tegan, she's getting the Assassin's Creed statue, and I'm like, you let me know how good that is.
Explain
It's
it
pretty
to
cool
me.
looking. We saw it in LA last
Yeah?
year. They already had it. Yeah, it's pretty cool looking.
Okay. Did it look quality, or did it look like this Nathan Drake over here where you look sick? Like, look at this guy.
Let me see.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah, well, see that's kind of what I mean. Some of those plasticky CE statues are pretty poor quality.
Yeah.
So if you like, usually if the main thing in a CE is the statue, they don't sell me much on it. I realize I'm spoiled. I have all stupid stuff, but like generally speaking, you could probably spend your money better
Okay. All right. Okay.
and go to
Very
Summer Game
tempting.
Fest.
I will go to Summer Game Fest, guys.
You heard it here first. He promised.
He
I'm
said
gonna
it's
try my
coming.
best.
Yeah. I love how he says I'm gonna try. Dude, it's like just over 2 months away. It's not like it's
Yeah,
a
you
long
need-
time away.
Yeah,
How
you
much are
did-
tickets? How much are tickies for Summer Game Fest?
Like $70.
Luke, we can't help this guy.
I know. It's like you don't want to do it. You just want to say you want to
You're
do
finding
I
excuses.
want to do. Well, first off, okay, real talk, guys. Let's exit the gaming talk for a second. I just bought Sleep Token tickets. Very excited to see them. They're my favorite band. And
Okay.
I bought Ghost tickets because they're going to be in Madison Square Garden, which is awesome. It's Madison Square Garden. They
Get ready
hosted,
to-
like, a bunch
get
of
ready for
Nazis
the
5 months
old.
ago.
Get ready for the old.
What
Who
do
the
you
hell's
mean, the
Ghost?
Dude,
I don't
they're
know
a
either.
ton of fun.
Oh,
dude,
yikes.
Ghost-
If you describe a
Immediately
band
out.
as if you, yeah, if you
Immediately
just,
No, Ghost is a rock band. Like,
if
I'm
you
actually
decide
surprised
if you
Angie don't know.
Oh, they're a
describe a
They're a
if you
hoot,
describe a
man.
band as a lot of fun, I'm out. I'm good.
No.
You're gonna have a ball.
They're technically like a hard rock band, like not akin to Slipknot, but it's like they're
Those
a great
fellas
time.
know how to get down.
How did you bring Slipknot into this conversation and say they're
Well,
a whole
it's-
lot of fun?
Slipknot's a whole lot of fun. I want to go to a concert real bad of them. But yeah, no, Sleep Token. Look up
I've been to-
Ghost Band,
yeah.
and you're gonna see like a bunch of like, oh wow, this looks like a satanic cult, and the lore is
Okay.
that it is, but it's more like the Three Stooges. It's great.
They're from Sweden, so that's
Yeah.
cool.
All
right, we'll talk about this later.
Silver Hammer. Look up. Okay. Last
Sleep
album sucks.
Token, cool.
Yes.
That's cool. I'm a big fan of concerts, so that's good. But Summer Game Fest.
No, I'm gonna try to go. Don't worry about it.
You immediately know he's not. See, that's the thing
I
I,
know.
don't like.
I know.
Just say you don't want to go or you can't go.
I
you're not
want to
going
go. No,
Just
I
say it.
want to go. Here. Okay. Here's the thing.
Everyone who
want
does
to
content wants to go.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, they all want to go.
you got to put
You got to
it.
go.
You got to do the work.
I'm going to try to go there. I gotta find the funds because I just got these tickies.
Well, let me
'Cause
tell
I
you what
wanna
you don't do.
Watch
Buy
my
a
favorite
statue.
band. Okay, well maybe I don't buy the statue, but what I'm saying, I also got PAX in May, and Summer Game Fest is in.
Yeah, but you
when's
drive
Summer
to
Game
PAX,
Fest?
right?
I'm gonna take a train to PAX.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's not like, you know what I mean. Oh shit!
Oh.
I accidentally booted him. That was good timing. I clicked on the wrong thing. Sorry.
and that's the only thing that's like, okay, how much is the plane ticket? How much is? I'm gonna do the math of all that, and if I
It's
a lot.
figure it out.
It's
So,
a lot.
it's a
you
lot.
need to save, and that's
Okay,
That's the
well,
thing.
Yeah.
Again, patreon.com/PS Trophy Room.
like jokes aside, Joe. I'm teaching summer school. I've been crowdfunding. Like I've been saving
OnlyFans.
for 6 months
I know.
from
Nobody
Patreon.
subscribed to
Like
that.
I tell them I tell everyone where the money goes if they support XEP.
Well, yeah,
because
no,
it's
so
a lot.
well, if you two both shut your mouths, do you let me talk for a minute?
Guys, been talking the whole show.
Well, you know what? You look like a woman, and you sound like one too. You're badgering me. Jesus Christ, what are you, my wife? Anyway, no, like I'm Patreon. I've been saving up for both PAX and this thing, right? But then I also have like because you want to get on this show at random times, right, Luke? We're also saving up for Streamlabs or whatever this is called, StreamYards. And then I also have like my editing equipment that I have to pay for. It's the yearly re-up. So things are in place, but like Patreon is usually used as funds to just directly fund the podcast, so I don't have to worry about it. I'm very gracious and lucky for that. And so I've been able to save up like packs. I have. Now it's like, okay, how much is Summer Game Fest? How much will Patreon be able to cover just me at this point, right? Because Kyle gets to go. It's a business expense for him.
Yeah.
So like, okay, plane ticket, hotel, how much is that? How much can Patreon cover? And then how much do I have to fundraise for it?
So do you guys have the problem as content creators? Because I've run into this actually recently, where things renew at the same time.
Yeah,
like StreamYard, CapCut, my game file, which is Steven Totillo's subscription, all kind of hit at the same time, and in perpetuity, it's just like 400 here, 300 here, X amount here. It's like, oof, these are all a lot, like to re-up for your stuff. Ames,
Robert, yes, I did explain budgeting, not to the audience. I don't want to talk down to y'all. I'm talking down to them, Ames and Luke. That obviously don't, because Ames has already got this golden parachute. Luke, I don't know.
I work my ass off to pay for either the smallest stuff because I'm a teacher, and I'm also love doing XCP.
Well,
so it's both.
For how long? How long?
Oh, Department of Government Efficiency. Thank you. I see what you're saying.
Oh,
it took me a second. I was like, "What? I'm a great teacher." What are you talking about?
No, that doesn't matter.
All right.
You're telling those kids about.
Yeah, I'm not going to comment on your question, Luke.
What's that?
I said I don't really have a comment on your question. Things do renew at the same time. Yeah.
I just think it's interesting.
I'm fortunate. You know what I mean? I'm fortunate. I make good money, and I kill myself to do it. But I've been fortunate in my career.
10 hours a day.
Yeah.
So he's not generous with that money. He's not Patreon.
No, I only support an entire outlet out of my own fucking pocket.
I'm just saying, why do you need the Doom helmet? Why?
So I want to loop back to stuff coming out because we want to talk about games at some point. So
he's like, I'm gonna put these new seats in this BMW I bought for fun.
Yeah, I did that last year.
Did you see Elon at a car show?
I don't give a shit about him. I hope he dies. No. Okay, here's
a better
transition.
I've been trying to talk about it for a bit. Joe's explaining budgeting to us. So you mentioned South of Midnight, and I am very, very excited for that game to go back to. And this was kind of how I was trying to transition over was the scope and scale. South of Midnight looks like a fantastic, quickly digestible game that you can play, enjoy the world, enjoy the story, and have a blast. And then you're done. You're not getting the promises of Starfield. You're not getting the promises of Kingdom Come Deliverance. No one's telling you it's the next COD. It's a platformer that's run, jump, hit, and enjoy the character Hazel, who looks awesome. And that's it. And that is, I'm so excited for that. I love that PS2 era style structure. And I'm so ready for it. And I've heard a lot of people poo-poo it. But like for me, man, I am so stoked for another game that I can play, be done with when I'm done, and be happy I played it.
Yeah. We talked a little bit offline about this, right? But we did a preview of it. I was fortunate enough to preview it, and we're reviewing it. I'm not doing the review, though. Eric's going to do the review. Okay. But regardless, it was a short preview period. You got to play one level, basically one full level, beginning to end. And it really sat with me. It's an experience that I've thought about a lot since playing it. And I played through the whole level twice just to play it again. It is, to your point, Luke, it's going to be, I would guess, a 10 to 12 to max 15-hour experience. It's going to be a narrative experience that's telling a meaningful story and has some kind of emotional aspects to it. And it is very clearly a pretty linear game. There's not a lot of exploring in the sense of it's level based. There's little side paths you can go off onto, but they're very short. It is really all about Hazel, her journey as a character, and the diving into the Southern folklore stories, each of which has its own aspect. So if you haven't watched my preview, the one level I got to play through, I think was level 3 or 4 in the main game. And it's about these two brothers. And clearly one of the brothers was not autistic, but slow, whatever word you want to use, right? He had, developmental issues, right? And he was picked on.
You heartless bastard.
Thank you. He was picked on by the community, right? And so like that created this divide between the two brothers, and his one brother treated him very poorly. It's very like heartfelt stuff. And that was the story that tied to the folklore of that level design and the music that they wrote for that level. It is playing through this platforming level, knowing the story and hearing music written about that aspect while doing it is phenomenal. Go.
Question for Luke, actually. Does the story that Ains is describing, does that sound like you and your brother?
Damn it.
I knew as soon as you said autistic, he was going to be like, Luke, guess what you are?
But no, I agree with you. And I think your point, Luke, about people like, downplaying it, right? Oh, it's going to be a short once and done game. That's not a bad thing. Can we get past this? That is not a bad thing. And I think that we have talked for years about once Xbox hits that cadence with all these developers and studios where Game Pass has a first party game every quarter, which they're hitting now, right?
Yep.
You don't want them all to be the same game. I don't want the same experience every time Xbox releases a game.
Yes.
Right.
This is a different experience from Indie, which is a different experience than Doom, which will be a different experience from Avowed, etc. Right? You've got a variety of awesome first party stuff, all quality, but all different experiences. And most importantly, given all the shit that's constantly going on in this industry, they're letting Compulsion Games do what they want to do.
Right.
Compulsion Games wanted to make this game. They've spent years making it, and you can tell that when you play it. There's a passion in this game that seeps through the screen. It's awesome.
I don't know if XCP will get the review. They've not touched base. Regardless, this is a game that I'm so excited for. So whenever it arrives, that's a game I'm putting other stuff down to play.
Yeah, me too.
That to me says a lot because I've loved a lot of games this year, and I've got a great big backlog. I didn't finish Sniper Elite Resistance. I love the Sniper Elite series to just podcast and play, I really do want to put some time into Atomfall at some point. There's a lot of other stuff. I just want to enjoy my Steam Deck, and then I'm going to put everything down to play South of Midnight. I'm very excited for that game. And I know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Whereas when you dive into an Assassin's Creed or a Kingdom Come, you don't know where that light's going to be. You don't know if you're going to finish the game or you're going to put the game down. Those are two different things.
Oh, South of Midnight, only $40 too. That
another thing. Yeah.
If
$50 for the deluxe.
I mean, if it's on Steam Deck.
Yeah.
I would.
That looks like a perfect Steam Deck game.
Right.
Like,
I would jump on that.
Just
instantly.
make sure you're playing with some good sound, because I'm telling you, the music is like, I think if you watch my preview, I think the way I edited it, I actually included a couple of the songs where I stopped talking so you could hear the music while watching my gameplay. It's so well done. I've never played anything like it, I don't think. And Travis did the IGN first for this game, if you recall. And when he told me about it, he was kind of describing it the same way. And I was like, that sounds really cool, but playing it is just something else. It's very cool.
Okay.
I see Xbud in the chat said he just went back to Hellblade 2 he lists some very impressive
5070 Ti. Yeah.
Yeah, 5070 Ti. That's good.
The Bacon's alt account, what do you think?
But like Hellblade is a good example of what I'm talking about, though. Like you see the light at the end of the tunnel, you're going to finish it in X amount of time. I love that. And actually, I really enjoyed Hellblade.
So did I.
Something I've found that I've reviewed a bunch of games for XCP now at this point, like video reviewed, not just played it and talked about it on the show. And I like a lot of games, but I tend to review and talk about ones I'm excited for. And I don't think I need to apologize for that. Not that anybody asked me here to, but like sometimes
But you fucking should.
Thanks, man. When you're like, oh, I can't believe you like this game or that game. It's like, yeah, man, I look at what I like and I want to play what I like. And that's a blast. And I'm happy with it, man.
It's funny you say that, because one of the conversations we've had to have at SG. So if you look at Open Critic now, I think we passed either 230 or 240 games reviewed formally on SG now,
Nice.
which is awesome as it is. But
Mhm.
like our average score is really high.
Mhm.
And what we had to explain to people, because we got asked about it a couple different times, it's like, look, we're an independent outlet. We review games we want to review. And the people reviewing them are generally fans of that IP
Mhm.
franchise, whatever it is, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, we're not reviewing garbage. You know, there's a million
Right.
games out there that are getting 1s and 4s and whatnot, but generally our scores are going to be quite high for that reason. It's not that we just aren't critical; it's that we're reviewing generally really good games.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't know how you look. One thing that I run into, and I wonder if it's me, because we talk often about reviews on principle. Like when you cover games, I think, and you look at this game came out, here's the open critic, here's the metacritic. That's kind of the formula a lot of us follow, because it's a good discussion point. And a lot of times people will argue to explore the scale more, like
Yes.
outlets should explore the scale more. I do not rate games by number because I don't always finish I put 30 40 hours or whatever into Assassin's Creed. I feel like I'm comfortable with my review. I don't put a score on it for the exact reason you have the rules you have for your outlet, Ains. When I play it, I don't know how I see people rating it less than good. You know what I mean? Like the game plays well, it runs well, it's visually stunning, it's got great sound design, the writing's quality, and I don't know how it's less than good. And when they explore that scale, I'm like, this is good. What are you talking about? And like to me, it is great, and I'm always fascinated by that. What? You're laughing?
No, I'm laughing because it's a perfectly valid question, and it's something that Travis and I have talked a lot about. I mean, a lot. In fact, if you don't know, we did a separate. We went for like 2.5 hours, one-on-one, just about game reviews on our channel. There's a video from like 2 years ago where we did that. Not that anyone wants to listen to me and Travis for 2.5 hours, but it did surprisingly well, shockingly. But you're exactly right. It's like, and I think at the end of the day, you know, I've seen reviews and people, you know, the running joke with me is Biomutant, right? We still joke about it. I joke about it with myself, you know, in that it's the review that I've done that most is outlier from the average, right? And I think when you review enough games, you're going to have a couple of those. But at the end of the day, you know, it is just an opinion. People have different expectations, life experiences, all these different things that can weigh into how they're feeling that week when they played the game can matter. And you know what I mean? Like I remember Steve at SG, he reviewed Ragnarok, and he was lower on that game. That the week before Ragnarok, I think his grandmom died. And by the time he finished the story of Ragnarok, it really hit him in an emotional way. And so he holds that game in higher regard. And it's like, that's fine. You know what I mean? That is a subjective opinion of that game and what it meant to him. And that's all reviews are. And I think people take them too seriously. We've talked about that. But at the end of the day, it's just one person's opinion. And as I always recommend, two things. One, the only opinion that matters is yours. It doesn't matter what a game gets rated. If you enjoy it, to me, Biomutant, I still adore the damn game. I know what other people rate it. It doesn't matter. Two, if you really do enjoy reading or watching reviews, find people that you align with, that you trust. You know, there's us three here. Obviously, we're going to talk about ourselves, and for SG, the other people who review at SG. But I mean, you know, people love Skill Up, people love ACG, people love these other people. And it's like, find people who have game tastes like yours. That's the best I can say. Do not take them personally.
That, and it's like, it's okay if those tastes change as well. Like I used to love Skill Up. Now it's like, okay, well, if he doesn't like it, now I know I'm going to love it. Like there's a good chance. Right. So, yeah, like, and you're right. It comes through, because when I saw the Assassin's Creed scores, I was like, it's going to be rated low 80s though, because I was like, I feel like I'm the outlier. I'm high 80s on this game, and you know, people are gonna go, oh, it's an Ubisoft game, and it's like, yeah, you know. But at the end of the day, like, I don't care, because I had a lot of fun with it. Same with Ragnarok. Like when I tell you guys, like, Ragnarok's one of my favorite sequels of all time, and you go like, well, how? It's like, because I have emotional tie, my personal experience, you know, with it is like resonating, and I think like God of War in general, the modern ones, has a great job of resonating with me, a son of an immigrant, for the first game, and then the second game is very much like an allegory for me, a son of of an alcoholic, and so it's like, oh, I love both of those because it told very personal stories that I connected with on a really personal level, and that's why I cherish those games. But like when like we chat in some DMs, we were talking to our friend Bacon, who is very much red pilled, and he's like, oh, I hate this game. I don't I want to stop playing it, but because I'm addicted to social media and trying to prove a point to other idiots out there, I'm gonna keep playing this game and play. I was like, stop playing the game if you don't like it. Like that actually annoys me. It's like if you don't like it and you're not being paid to play this game and review it, stop playing it and then just stop talking about it. It goes back to the fighting cowboy thing, right? It's like, dude, if you don't like it, just stop playing. No one's putting a gun to your head. Just get offline.
I wasn't a huge fan of Ragnarok either,
Right.
which I've talked about that before. But I'm not going to sit on social media and rant about it. I just
as much as I like, and like as much as like I also do agree with your points, Ains, as well, or at least I see like the validity in them. I'm like, yeah, I can see that, but it didn't. Those things didn't bother me, and both.
Of course,
both is both are normal.
Well, Steve gave that game a 9.5. Sorry, Luke. Steve gave that game a 9.5 on SG, and I finished it. And I probably would have given Ragnarok maybe an 8 to an 8.5, just because of the quality of the game itself, even though it didn't resonate with me. But it just goes to show, like, if I give that game an 8 and he gives it a 9.5, we're on the same outlet. You know what I mean? We're both writing for Season Gaming. We're both looking at the review policy that we have published on our site. It's just how it resonates with each of us personally.
Yeah. And I like what Tim Purse here says. I find gamers take it seriously because the media pushes Metacritic scores as the measure of quality.
Sadly true. Yeah, sadly
and
true.
I think it's also echoed in the industry just as itself, not just media, but like that's how like bonuses and stuff are determined. That said, boys, I didn't know. So I saw this for a brief second.
Hold on 1 second. First of all, Luke wanted to say something, but I also want to have one more point back to Luke's original point. So
we do have a super chat.
Yes, I know. I've got it right here in front of me.
Okay. All right,
let's see. So, when we ding the game for the same thing, but it weights differently, I appreciate that. I appreciate when people can articulate why they dislike something and explain why it weights more or less for them. I think Travis especially is probably the best among reviewers that I know that does
Travis
that.
Travis is really good.
Basis.
He's really
good. Like he has
even if you don't agree with him.
Yes.
He's really good.
And he can support his opinions and articulate them well, even under pressure, because he does not feel the pressure, which might be his own uniqueness. But I appreciate that. And I appreciate when anyone wants to have the dialogue for why. Instead of telling you, well, I think it's this. It's like, cool, but are you asking me why I think this? If you're coming to me with this, I think that's worthwhile. And also, I feel like I have a record for mentioning the Arkham series every time we podcast.
Yeah, it's like a checklist at this point.
Yeah, it's cool. Snyder Cut Avengers got it. All right. The interesting thing about loving a franchise, and you could attribute this to Halo, to Gears, but like truly loving a franchise and the games in it, is that people often ask you to rank them, right? Rank the Halos, rank the Gears. For me, rank the Arkhams. People, it's a regular conversation.
We did that with Assassin's Creed. Just beginning of the show.
Yeah, and it's funny because when you rank them, then you have to start dinging things or like sounding critical about something you love. And in doing that, you may send the wrong message to people listening that you somehow dislike the game, right? And that's been a hard thing for me in watching our reviews go live, watching the numbers trend up or down. Like you put 20 hours into a review or making something and you're like, oh man, this many views. And you might weigh yourself that way. Then you look at something else and the points aren't logical. I'm trying to get lost in the weeds here. But my bigger point is, this person dings it for this one dings it for this, and there's the dialogue for what it is, and then they try to rank it against something else, and they sound more critical than they are. And I just think that is an interesting problem to have as a reviewer or as someone who's being critical, is that you might sound extremely negative when you're really just trying to explain what went down as opposed to celebrate what went up. I apologize if that. I think I got a little lost in the weeds, but hopefully my point stuck.
You did, but I got the point at the end, and I think it makes sense. Yeah, it's just
who the slow brother is.
it's all.
How's he not canceled? How's he not canceled?
It's all it's
I
all
ask
subjective.
that question to myself a lot, man.
But I think that's, and Travis, being he's the most prolific reviewer at IGN now. So I mean, he's the most prolific reviewer at the biggest review site, right? Mm-hmm. So his reviews get tens of millions of views, and as he reminds people all the time, a review top to bottom is subjective. There is no objective review. It just doesn't happen. So I think the other point I want to bring up is just Robert Stanley's comment here, where he says people don't play enough actually bad games. Worded a little weird, Rob, there, but I got your point. And Steve talks about this at SG a lot too. Is like it's because people don't play the bad games. There's 1,000 games that released today. 900 of them are probably god awful. They're probably 1s, 2s, and 3s. We're not talking about them. No one's playing them. So the scale is correct. It's just that there's too many games and too much content for people to consume and review. Reviews are going to be the more popular games. The more popular games are generally the games that are better quality. And so reviews are going to ebb up onto the higher end of the scale. It's natural. It doesn't mean that we're not using the scale. It just means that Assassin's Creed Shadows is going to be better than, 85, 90% of the games that release because it's a really quality game. That's it. That's the whole point.
Yeah. And like, what Kyle tells me every week is it's like, hey, it's, working in a PR firm and you're working on the smaller game, you're begging people to just review it, let alone just play it.
If I showed you guys how many press emails I get because we're signed up, from a press outlet perspective, it is insane. There are days literally where it's 100 plus press emails on a day. And it's like, who's keeping up with this? This is like, it's like 4, 5, 6 an hour. You know what I mean? Just coming through of new games to do coverage on. It's like, you can't do it. Yeah. Super chat from Machine XP. Get this real quick. Bear with me.
Love the icon, by the way. Titanfall all day.
Titanfall 1 too. That's Titanfall 1, isn't it?
Perfection.
I believe.
I love Titanfall
1. $5 super chat says the real move is to buy. And by the way, this is in reference to when we were talking about your funds for Summer Game Fest, Joe. When we were talking about the collector's edition. So it says the real move is to buy that avowed Sherpa blanket on the Xbox Gear Shop. Just purchase one. 100% polyester, machine wash and cold, gentle cycle. Perfection.
I'm just checking a look.
Which, by the way, I pulled it up. It looks pretty cool, and you can get a 60-inch by 80-inch version of it.
Ooh,
is that
debating? Big? Yeah, so that's what 7.5 feet by.
Really not helping your case for comments made prior, but I feel like if I repeat it, third time's the charm. So one last thing I want
to Machine, real quick shout out to Machine, always a supporter of SG, the channel, Bitcast, and all that. So thank you, my friend, appreciate it.
So the last thing I want to take us out on, because it's the one transition I thought would be really good, because we're talking about Xbox hitting their stride, of course, while we were just doing life things. Xbox has, at this point, we could say, just is a third-party publisher that makes hardware. Age of Mythology's on PlayStation. Forza will be on PlayStation. Apparently...
Are you going to play Forza on PlayStation?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Even if you have to log into an Xbox account?
Sure, whatever.
Because that's normal for everything. It does make sense to log into your EA or Ubisoft. Yeah,
right. Yeah, no, I'm not a baby.
Yes, good job.
So, Indiana Jones, and then now Gears and...
Wait, did they give a date for Jones? I didn't realize that.
Not yet, but it's leaked.
Got it.
So, then we get this... Apparently, Xbox put out an image... opening a billion doors with Xbox, and it shows this new Xbox UI, right? And it shows all the things that are in Xbox now. The literal Xbox Series S and X, a ROG Ally, a MacBook, and then like a Android and a tablet, and then of course a TV. But interesting enough, with this new UI, for some reason, the person who got this image and it was okayed, under all the different titles of like owned, installed Game Pass. Right next to it, it says Steam. So that's all the information I know from this. What do you boys take from this? And from what I've been reading from this Tom Warren article, the image has then since been removed from Microsoft. So not helping their case here, but
Do you want to go first, Ains? Do you want me to?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Go ahead.
So I recently had this conversation. I can't remember what show it was on, but I did. And essentially, Steam and Xbox are they're cooperative competition to each other. They're cooperative competition. Xbox will publish in as many places as they can now. I think you'll see that with Nintendo. I think you'll see this in a couple other storefronts. They want their hardware to play multiple storefronts. That's always been the vision. What was leaked, if it was leaked or shown or whatnot, that could be a mock-up, an intended mock-up. That could be something they're running on the back end to test things. There are 1,000 ways that could make sense, but none of it is surprising. The only thing to me that would be surprising is if it was somehow close, because I don't see it being close. I see this as a next-gen type thing, with an asterisk of how that Xbox portable device, whether they're talking about the OEM version, which is original equipment manufacturer. Yeah. So, unless that or their actual proprietary one releases is the thing, this makes good sense why you would see it. It's more likely that Epic Games Store partners with Xbox, and Xbox continues to just publish their stuff on Steam because it does well there. I don't know more likely. What I mean is it makes more sense on paper to me as the amateur, not the person looking at numbers.
Gotcha.
But I do also want to, when I look at those handhelds and what they're trying to do there, Xbox is adapting to survive, and I really am totally cool with it now. I don't know if I've matured or I've made peace with it, or I'm just at an age where I don't care. But I don't care because, Joe, you've been playing your PlayStation with me playing on my Xbox since Sea of Thieves, or no, since COD.
Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, we played Sea of Thieves, but you were on Xbox at the time. But
true, like Fortnite.
Fortnite, COD. We don't care. I don't care. I don't care. And our buddies jump in there when we play Rivals. They're on PCs and stuff. So I just don't care anymore, and I think I don't need to care. So whatever it is, I think it's a dope thing that it's happening, because I would love for my Steam library to be available to me, because I've got into Steam thanks to the Steam Deck. And cool.
Okay. Xbox is dead, right? They're dead.
Yeah, Luke's just being a fanboy. He's clearly
being a fanboy. Of course he's okay with it now. I'm beating the one comment. Oh shit, he's really fucking bald, you guys. Holy shit.
Yeah, how am I the vampire? We got Nosferatu right there.
He took his hat off. He's right. He's been working 10-hour days. He's no time to shave.
It's all gone. Oh, it's all gone. He got the bags under the eyes, dude. Work's killing me. You like, hey, Ains has money. Yeah, but I don't have a life.
Right.
Is it worth it? No, that's a life question, but
I was just gonna say I'm unsettled
it'll be worth it for several more years, so that I can get, hopefully, if I'm healthy, 30 where I don't have to do anything. So that's the goal.
Okay.
Anyway, I generally agree with Luke. I think that it doesn't bother me at all, and it really hasn't from the start. I think that what Xbox has been driving towards for a while is starting to take shape. And we've talked about it here many times. I've talked about this a lot. But the types of things they're doing from a technological perspective take years, right? I mean, it's not something you can flip a switch on. There's not only the technical kind of foundation and things you have to build on the back end to make all of this work and talk to each other, but you have to come up with financial contracts and agreement contracts, and there's all these legal things that have to happen. And so these types of things just take a long time to come to fruition. And I think what you're starting to see between the Steam conversation, the storefront, and the hardware leaks that Jez was talking about, aiming at later this year for the non-OEM handheld, and 2027 is all of that taking shape, right? You can kind of see this vision where Xbox, if you want to be in their ecosystem and buy a console, they're going to have a powerful console for you. If you want to be a portable player, they're going to have a portable player for you, a dedicated Steam Deck-like device, right? But at the end of the day, it's the same thing we've been talking about for years now, which is ecosystem, which is regardless of what device you're on, they want you in the Xbox ecosystem because that's where the money and the engagement is. So when you buy Forza on your PlayStation, you're already given them money from day one, and then you're going to be logging into Xbox Live. That counts to their MAU. So when they start to think about things like, one, data, they're going to have all your data. Two, they can do things like upsells, right? So they can sell you on potentially becoming a Game Pass member. They can sell you on download content. They can advertise to you. All of those things become a total integration because regardless of you being on PlayStation, you're now in the Xbox ecosystem. Right. So people just have to get over the idea of the console. We've talked about this, the console walls and whatever. Yeah. Xbox is doing, I think, what they do best, and Microsoft at its heart, as many of us have talked about, is a software company. So they have the infrastructure to do this globally. PlayStation doesn't. Nintendo definitely doesn't. So they're different. They're different brands. They're different worlds now. And I think that Xbox moving into this and showing a Steam button doesn't surprise me. I think if you think, again, remove the console-ness out of your brain, you're just logging into a device that can access a storefront.
Yep.
From a user perspective, obviously there's a million things going on in the background to make that work. But so Jason, don't kill me for making it sound so simple. But from a user perspective, you're just logging in to Steam from your Xbox. That's it. Treat your Xbox like a PC. Like you buy a new PC, you log into Steam.
Okay. So the Steam Deck and the MetaQuest taught me how much I can enjoy a well done UI UX experience accessing a library, regardless of where the library is.
Yeah,
and it's really cool that that's a thing, and I'm just like, cool, rock on, let's do it.
Yeah. The best comparison I can tell people, and I've said this in articles I've written and everything, is like when you go to watch Netflix, Netflix doesn't give a shit where you're watching Netflix. They don't care if you're on your phone, your TV. They don't care what brand your TV is. They don't care if you're on a PC. They don't care what brand your PC is. It doesn't matter. You're logging into Netflix to use your account. And by putting stuff everywhere and saying you're going to sign up for an Xbox account, eventually you're going to see, further Game Pass integration. And to your point about Steam, Joe, we've seen the data shows that even if a game is on Xbox Game Pass for PC, which almost all of them are because they just do PC and Xbox, right? People will still wait for it to be on Steam because people are just in that Steam ecosystem for whatever reason.
Listen, I'm very excited for indie. I played like the first level or two, and I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to wait for this on PlayStation. Wait for it on PlayStation.
And you know what Xbox says is cool. So that's fine. We'll get your money over there.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, when you see the numbers, I think again, we always got to remember social media isn't real. Again, it goes back to the things we were saying in the beginning of the show. There's a lot of people yelling online with dirty butts, and they all stink. And those people control the quote unquote narratives that you see online, but those aren't really true to actually what's going on, in the real world and how the market's actually moving. When you see PlayStation 5 is outpacing the PlayStation 4, and you see people go, the console market's not growing. It's like only by 7%. Not that, it's not mind-blowing amount. And then you see Xbox is not outpacing the Xbox One, which is mind-boggling to me because I think it's just way better hardware. But
it's such better hardware. That team did such a good job with the series systems. It really does. My heart breaks for them.
To me, it's like, if I'm Xbox, it's like, well, gang, we really tried. I don't know why I'm doing the mute button now, but we really tried. We gave it our all, but the market's showing us that we can't keep doing it the way we're doing it. So we have to adapt, and we have to redefine who we are and what we're about. And yeah, I definitely think the future of Xbox is in OEMs. It's in, hey, listen, go make this hardware for video games, and we will, provide you the software to make it happen. And at the same exact time, we're trying to link your iPad to your Xbox to your PC to your wherever you're gaming. They just want to meet you there, and they really don't care anymore. And that's the thing that I don't think people really see. It's like, yes, they are a third-party publisher, huzzah, but they are also trying to link the. They're trying to make a feature where I could be on my phone playing a game, get off my phone, go on my computer, and continue where I just left off. That's the future where they're trying to get at. And that's a really cool future as a consumer. So that I think that's what gets lost on people, because I think genuinely if the past 6 months have shown, people are truly dumb. So there's a lot of big dummies out there, and they will buy into like the console war stuff when I get at the end of the day, it's about numbers on a spreadsheet needing to move upward. So
yeah, and
to me,
the numbers are the numbers that make the numbers that matter to Xbox as a division within a giant corporation are moving in the direction they want them to move. That's the shortest way to say it. As for me, and I don't know about you guys, the only thing I would say, I'll caveat with one point. I am happy and content as long as they continue to make a powerful Xbox console.
Yes.
If the day they stop making the console is the day I'm going to become disappointed. I like my Xbox consoles. I like all my consoles, right? I buy them all. Sure. But I want the option to play Xbox on the console space and not have to log into someone else's device or my PC. I play on everything. That said, I wish I had a Series X Pro because I'm buying everything on the Pro right now.
Yeah. It's been interesting. Well, I'll say the Series X. I don't have a Pro for my PS5, but Shadows looked incredible, and I have not watched the Digital Foundry, or if there is one yet, comparison. There is.
I'm sorry. I was preemptive there. There is a comparison showing PS5 to PS5 Pro.
Mm-hmm. I want to see the Series X to PS5 Pro, because when I look at my Series X, I'm nothing but impressed. So it'd be really cool to just find out. You know what I mean? Just because, it's like console's not super selling or selling more than like, okay, they were right to not make another one and just wait. But I'm curious because you talk about numbers on a spreadsheet going up. The number that I see in my mind, metaphorically, is that I'm enjoying more games from Xbox than I ever have before. I'm enjoying more games on my Xbox, on my platforms, everything, than I ever have before. That's the number that I'm concerned with. Yep. And that's been really nice.
Agreed.
Alex in chat saying it's very noticeable on PS5. It's Alex that I keep hearing saying that in our spaces. And I really am anxious for someone who, with no disrespect to Alex, I'm talking more about myself, that knows what they're talking about, just so they can say to me, it's better than this because I looked at them side by side and I benchmarked it. Because I don't care, but I'm just curious.
Yeah, Digital Foundry, I'm sure will. They've only done PS5 to Pro, and that's noticeable. So I don't know where PS5. Usually PS5 and Series X are pretty close. So I would expect the upgrade to be noticeable, but I don't know if Series X is performing better. Regardless,
I'm sorry.
I just want to give Ubisoft their props because, as I've said before, they're one of the few companies that almost immediately supports all the new platforms, and they upgrade for them for free. And they do some really, really good work. Their games are generally freaking beautiful, and they take advantage of the hardware. So credit to them.
Yeah, I will echo that and then loop back. Ubisoft gets a lot of hate, and there are plenty of things to be upset with Ubisoft for. Management, mistreatment of their workers, ridiculous pipelines and expectations. Games like Skull and Bones would be a good place to cite that. But they've done a lot of great things, and a lot of their games are good to great. You can't play Star Wars Outlaws and tell me it's bad. You can't play Avatar Frontiers of Pandora and tell me it's bad. Assassin's Creed Mirage, you can't tell me it's bad. Shadows, you can't tell me it's bad. Like, these games are good to great, and then you're going to vary it subjectively in there. Right. But the games do what they're supposed to do and play well en masse, with some exceptions here and there. And I think Skull and Bones is probably a healthy exception there. Some just inherent flaws in game design and such. But I think Ubisoft gets too much flack for being Ubisoft. when in fact the product is not so bad. It's like Call of Duty in many ways. My friend Kevin said this yesterday because I was talking about the Assassin's Creed reviews that Joe and I made and how it didn't really do much bump of our channels at the time we were talking about it. He's like, well, who's going to watch an Assassin's Creed video at this point right now? Anyone that's going to buy it is probably already going to buy it, kind of like Call of Duty. There's some logic in that. It takes something really special under a brand name known so well to really kick up interest. And I hope Shadows gets the credit it deserves.
Yeah.
For sure. I had one other point.
That's what speak for yourself because my review's doing really well now. So go for yourself.
You changed the title. I saw that.
Change the title and the thumbnail. Thumbnail genuinely looks a lot better now.
Oh, well, subjective.
Just like your face, very ugly.
I wish that I knew what I was going to say. It was relevant and it was good. Oh, it's gone.
It was relevant and it was good.
Yeah.
And everyone loved it.
Just real quick.
Sure. And then
Joseph Moran sucks. He just sucks. And you do too, Ains. At the very beginning of the show, I was trying to talk about how much work we've all been doing playing games. Immediately, just dunking on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Joe's gonna try to get to Summer Game Fest. He's trying real hard over there. He's trying.
I'm also afraid of planes right now.
Shut up. You get in a car, you have I will grant you there's 1,000 things wrong in the world, but you cannot stop living your life on that front. You are more
There's
likely
9 plane crashes in a week.
There are hundreds of thousands of car accidents a week.
Okay.
You still get in cars.
That's true.
Well,
there's 2 sinkholes on Route 80.
That's true.
There's a
they've
line.
Closed down the
saying.
highway. So
there is a line, is what I am saying. Right. Plus, no, I have a very morbid joke. Never mind. That's too much.
Right, go for it, please.
I'm just saying, that's the way to go in a plane crash. You can't stop it.
That's true. That's true.
You're not gonna be scared. It's well, it's done. Whatever happens, I'm in. This is me.
That's true. Yes, lights are off. All right. Fair enough. Well, that's a great way to end the show. Any closing thoughts here before we get on out of here?
Yeah. I will say I really appreciate everybody that one comes to hang out with us when we do this irregular show.
Seriously, it's wild.
Really means a lot. 2, I appreciate all of you that support the content, because if you're watching SG, it means you support content that is, for lack of a better term, homegrown, enthusiast press, amateur to professional, whatever you want to call it. And I just really appreciate that, because we often overshare the realities of our content creation when we are on Cast Co-op, and it's appreciated that you guys hang out with us. Thank you.
Yeah.
You know what's wild?
What's that?
December of this year will be 10 years for Season Gaming.
That's crazy.
I don't know where the hell the time gone. I mean, it looks like it's been 30, but
he had hair when it started.
Yeah, but no, nothing to shout out personally. Just checking at SG. Lot of content, a lot of reviews, a lot of coverage, a lot of things in the pipeline too in the next couple of weeks. So the guys have just been doing a tremendous amount of work. Oh, and I forgot to mention too that we have for the first time, I will have 2 other SG people with me at Summer Game Fest. There'll be 3 of us, including Ray, who does full video production.
That kind of makes me sad, because we were bros, and now you're going to be worried about them.
I'm not worried about them. I don't even really want them to come.
Okay. All right, cool. I'm excited again.
Do you see that? It's the neediness.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow, I miss my buddy. I get to see him once a year.
Dude, I carried him around like a backpack. Come on.
I'm just saying. It's
we
miss a comment, and it's like this whole grand conspiracy. You guys ignored me. It's like we didn't know.
No, it's gonna be a blast. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, just check out. Appreciate all the support. And as I said today, did you guys read about that Valnet thing with? They own Comic Book, and they own all these big media sites, and basically digital sweatshop, and it's just typical garbage of all these mainstream sites that get bought up by one company and then just ground into the ground. So I just commented today on Blue Sky and it's look, just a reminder to support your independent channels and outlets and stuff, and the people like the 3 of us that are doing our thing, because we do it out of love, we do it out of passion, we put a lot of time and effort into it, and we're not doing it for anyone else. So support those areas, even if it's not the three of us. Support those types of things.
Seriously, yeah.
Yep.
Like if you listen to someone again like outside of our sphere and you really like their content and they're a small whatever, like support them. Super chat, Patreon, if it's $1, whatever, that's gonna help them in a major way, right? So yeah, go support your smaller communities out there, because they're the ones that are really bringing out the change in this industry now more than ever, it seems. That said, I will end on this note. I went on Facebook just to see what my racist uncle was excited about, and I got hit with a flashback. 10 years ago was my first podcast I've ever did, and it was 2 iMacs and 2 Audio-Technica mics. And now look, there's dozens of us. That's crazy. That's it, everybody.
What podcast was it? It wasn't Trophy Room.
No, it wasn't Trophy Room. Don't worry about it. We don't need to talk about it.
No. Now I want to know. Now I need to know.
It doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, but that
What
we made.
you know when my kids
was
Google me, they find a picture of me doing a podcast before I had a podcast with Bobby Pauls, and
Really?
yeah, and they're like, "Who's this guy?" I'm like, "He's dead." Thanks.
Oh man.
So thanks for bringing up an old wound, kid.
Yeah, So, that's exactly what I do. Like, it hurts
And also
every time.
wear a mask. Okay, thank you. Anyway, so yeah, no, it was me and my brother, and it died literally so fast, like in less than a month. It was akin to like the Always Sunny, like when they start their own radio show and they're trying to interview one of the Iraqi war vet. He's like, there are two wars going on right now. That was the energy we were bringing. So luckily that turned into what would be Bad Bit Games, which would become the Trophy Room, which I don't know, in a year maybe we change the name. It's Trophy Room, a video game podcast.
Now he does content. Now he does cast co-op.
Exactly. Now we're just casting co-op. Anyway, everybody, we love you all very much. Have a blessed evening. Have a blessed night. God loves you. He's praying for you right now. I don't know.
What are you doing?
God's praying for us.
Yeah,
It
he's
doesn't
praying
make
for us.
sense.
I don't think that makes
a lot
sense.
Of this
I
doesn't
the
make
weird
sense
one.
right now. I don't know. I don't know. I called you slow earlier, and now look at me, Slowy Joey, just saying I love you all. Keep casting co-op.
This is so bad.